The forgotten world wars of the history. World War I and II were the most devastating wars of the 20th century. They aren't, however, the only two wars that spanned across the world, but there were at least 7 world-spanning wars from before the World Wars. Please like and subscribe our channel for interesting facts. 1. 30 Years' War. It started in 1618 when Protestant nobles rebelled against Catholic Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II. War spread across Europe, subsuming the end of the 80 Years' War between Netherlands and Spain and ended in 1648. An estimated 5 to 8 million soldiers and civilians died from the effects of battle, famine, or disease. Related conflicts include the 80 Years' War, the War of the Mantuan Succession, the Franco-Spanish War, the Torstenson War, the Dutch-Portuguese War, and the Portuguese Restoration War. 2. 9 Years' War. It was a European great power conflict from 1688 to 1697 between France and the Grand Alliance. There was general uncertainty in Europe over the succession to the Spanish throne because that country's Habsburg ruler, the epileptic and partly insane King Charles II, was unable to produce heirs. Although largely concentrated in Europe, fighting spread to colonial possessions in the Americas, India, and West Africa. 3. The War of the Spanish Succession. It was a European great power conflict fought between 1701 and 1714. The immediate cause was the death of the childless Charles II of Spain in November 1700, which led to a struggle for control of the Spanish Empire between supporters of the French Bourbons and the Habsburgs. 4. The War of the Austrian Succession. It was a European conflict fought between 1740 and 1748, primarily in Central Europe, the Austrian Netherlands, Italy, the Atlantic Ocean, and Mediterranean Sea. The immediate cause of the war was the death in 1740 of Charles VI, Holy Roman Emperor and ruler of the Austrian Habsburg monarchy. His eldest daughter, Maria Theresa, assumed the throne, but her succession was challenged by France, Prussia, Bavaria, and Spain. 5. 7 Years' War. 1756 to 1763. It was a global conflict involving most of the European great powers, fought primarily in Europe and the Americas. The 7 Years' War resulted from an attempt by the Austrian Habsburgs to win back the province of Silesia, which had been taken from them by Frederick the Great of Prussia. Overseas colonial struggles between Great Britain and France for control of North America and India were also a cause of the war. 6. American War of Independence. Started in 1775 to 1783. After the 7 Years' War, British was running out of money and started taxing its Americans. The conflict was fought in North America, the Caribbean, and the Atlantic Ocean. The war ended with the Treaty of Paris, which resulted in Great Britain ultimately recognizing the independence and sovereignty of the United States. 7. The French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. It is sometimes called the Great French War, were a series of conflicts between the French and several European monarchies between 1792 and 1815. They include the Coalition Wars as a subset, 7 wars waged by various military alliances of great European powers, known as coalitions against revolutionary France, later the First French Empire. Indeed, several wars are going on today, but hopefully there has not been another war with same global scope.